as you mentioned, you're a vet, retired Army. What has been the pros and cons between being in cyber in the civilian sector versus being in the government?
Yeah, I'll start on the military side. And one of the things that the benefits of being in the military is there's a lot of built-in structure.
Hmm.
And the system, the DoD as a whole is like one of, if not the biggest spender of dollars for the American government.
Hmm.
And they use those dollars to purchase technology and to purchase solutions. And so when it comes to having to do things, you're not doing a lot of things from scratch. So you're able to fall in on systems, you're able to fall in on processes. Military also has built-in leadership as well. Who's in charge, who's responsible for what. And then when you come in as a new person, especially if you're junior level, you fall into a manager that is
Hmm.
going to be responsible for making sure that you understand exactly what's going on. Flip that over to the civilian side, and I'll talk on the contractor world. When I first jumped out, I was expected, because I was a senior in the military, and
Yeah.
on paper I had CISSP, I had a network operations and security degree, and I had 20 years of experience, and then 10 years of that prior to was doing some form of information assurance. So they were like, "Hey, you're a senior level," so a lot of things they expected me to figure out on my own. When I went into the private side, we also had, and this is past the TSA and the Secret Service, when I was actually in the private sector, the first company that I was working for, they were pretty junior in their GRC program. So they were like, "Hey, like what tools and resources and documentation do you have from the TSA, the Secret Service, the Army?" And I'm like, that was all on classified networks. I can't pull that stuff off and then use that here. That's highly illegal. And nor will I even try to do that. Although it helps to have all that. I like, it was in my head, but having to build
Yeah.
that documentation out from scratch was a challenge. The other side of it was dealing with small and mid-sized businesses. A lot of them don't have security programs at all, or if they do have something that's very informal. There's nothing documented on what they're doing. There are no, like, they're doing things that are efficient and expedient, but not necessarily security compliant. And
Right.
so when you come into organizations like that and you say, "Hey, where's your information security policy that tells me how the organization expects for the security program to run?" They're like, "We don't have a security policy." Well, or there's an incident, you come in, "Okay, where's your incident response plan so we can understand what you have already
Right.
articulated as your strategy to deal with an incident?" We don't have an incident response plan. So having to build some of that documentation from scratch, or even just the security program in general, having to come in, that there's no risk assessment that's been done, so you don't know, where their risks lie. They don't have a lot of them don't have good asset management, especially if they're digital assets and
Yep.
where their sensitive information is. So
Yep.
understanding where all of that is on the civilian side, that was pretty challenging, trying to build that stuff from scratch and identify that. And the military side, everything is very regimented. Everything is that you have the unclassified network for all the unclassified information. You got secret, and then you got top secret, and
Right.
then you got even further caveats beyond that, where where your sensitive information is, and there's no question about it. And that's where I think some of the key differences that I've seen, just off the top of my head.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So military, federal government's usually, well, not all federal government, but the DoD